All right. Thank God for this day. I know it's been a minute, and I actually haven't done any podcast. Here we are today. We finna do a podcast, and I'm like kind of setting everything up. But I'm gonna be going back to school. But when I get back to school, that's where everything is already set up, and I won't have to like kind of switch up my room. So that's why I didn't do a podcast in a minute because I didn't want to start switching up how my room looks like and stuff like that because that would have been a lot to do. Yeah, though, I'm just being lazy. So, today, you already know, it's your main topic why there is racism in the United States. Though I know when I'll be done with this podcast, I know I'm gonna have a lot of hate because of this video. But at this point, I'm gonna say this proudly. At this point, I'm just saying what I believe and how I see things. That is gonna be my own point of view. So, if you don't like my point of view, it's alright. You can go ahead and stop listening to this. I'm just gonna put this out here. If you're gonna think because of what I'm gonna say on this podcast today, you're gonna take that against me, or you're gonna say it's being racist, or whatever you wanna call it, that is all fine for me. But at the end of the day, I am giving out what I believe and how I see or how I read all of this. So, like you say, welcome to the family, and this is your main topic why there's racism in the United States. So, I'm gonna start this way. I believe we don't have, I don't want to say we don't have racism or we don't have problems in Africa. Literally, we have problems literally everywhere, and it's in each continent, you know what I mean? But this is gonna be my first fact why I think we have racism in the United States. And this is why. Because you people differentiate each other with color or race, you see. So, like if you're filling a document, they always say black American, white American, Mexican, Asian America. Why do you have to differentiate that with color? Isn't everyone American? At the end of the day, you all are Americans. I don't know if that makes sense. Like for instance, in Africa, we don't have like a differentiation between dark African, light skinned African, purple African. We all are Africans. We don't mind if you're light skinned, dark skinned, though we have tribal war, but that doesn't mean we differentiate ourselves. So for me, from my point of view, from come from Africa, I think if we all in America stop calling each other by race, it's gonna help a problem. Cause like if you stop calling each other by Black Africa American, this American, that American, and generally call everyone American, that is gonna serve a purpose and it's gonna solve a problem. So my next point why I think there's racism in America, for me, I don't always like to call the word racism. I always feel like I should say discrimination. You know what I mean? Because like if instantly, do you want to say in your family you don't have discrimination? Like your mom favors your younger sister, the middle child, the last child. That you want to this discrimination literally in everybody's household. Like I know, like sometimes my mom will favor my brother, and that pisses me off. And you wanna call that racism? Because I don't. If you wanna say, look, you understand later on what I mean by that. Because if your mom favors your brother than you, is that racism? I want you to think about that. And if you think that is not racism, then I'm gonna bring you this question. The same way, if a cop discriminate between a white person and a dark person, is that racism? I know most of you are gonna be like, yeah, that is racism. And why do you think that is racist? I want you to look at it, because I'm not the right person to be talking about this, but I'm gonna give you my own point of view why I think whatever the cops does, they are not racist. I don't know if I think they just do the job, but because of the camera produce something different. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's gonna make sense in just a minute. Because like the way I see things is like, for instance, I asked someone a question today. We were having a discussion, and I was like, "Can I ask you a question?" She was like, "Sure." I was like, "If excuse me," and I was like, "If God gave you the power to like see someone, you see, and know what they've done. Like, for instance, look at me, and you'll be like, oh, he has killed 16 people. Oh, he has 15. Or I see his bow. How should I put this? Like, like for instance, if you had the ability to just look at me and be able to tell, oh, damn, he has killed 15 people. Oh, damn, he's a rapist. Oh, damn, he's a pervert. Oh, damn, you see all of those bad things, sorry. If you had the ability to look at someone from a distance and be able to see all of these bad qualities, how are you going to approach that person? You see, that is the same way as a cop. If I know you're gonna be like, I'm gonna approach the person being scared. That is the same way as a cop. Because when the cop runs your plate number, he's gonna see everything you've done. You see? And when he's approaching you, he's gonna be like, oh, he has several police well, let's say, excuse me about that. So he's gonna look at it and he's like, oh damn, he has this amount of assaults, ran over a cop, killed, armed robbery. You see, he's gonna be scared and approaches the person differently. But if you have a perfect background, but the cop is gonna come over you with a peace of mind that he's gonna come over you and then look at you different. But this is where the problem comes in. The way we interact with cops, that is bad. I know, like, we have like a certain fear, and the way we interact with cops is completely different, and we get scared when a cop pulls us over. Definitely. And I myself, like today I was riding and I saw a cop literally on the highway, and I started panicking right in the drive-through. I was like, oh, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm not doing this right. I had to like pull over and park to let the cop go through. You see, that is just a certain fear that we have about the cops. But this is, like I was saying, if you had the ability, you would approach someone different. But this is the main problem of all of this, the manner of approach. Like, for instance, ask yourself this question: how many times has a cop pulled a black person or a black person and they are being aggressive? Like, for example, the cop pulls you over and he's like, how are you doing today? Say, I'm great. Can I have your ID? And then you'll be like, what do you want my ID for? I know my rights. You being aggressive, he's gonna figure out like, oh, there's something definitely up with this guy, you know what I mean? But if you're being polite and you pull up your ID and you give it out, you see, if that cop is kind of being weird, that is his own. At the end of the day, he is not doing a godly job, you know what I mean? But I don't want. I know a lot of people will be like, most of the times the cops always do this for no reason, and I'm like, listen, I know you're gonna say all of the cancel me and say all of this stuff, but I'll be real with you. I have never been a cop my whole life. I know nothing about cops. I just spoke to a couple of cops, but I wanted to have right or wrong to actually see what goes behind the cop's car before I do this podcast. But now I'm gonna do my own version without the right or wrong. Whenever I get a right or wrong, I'm doing now another podcast to explain to you. This is the first version of what I had before having a ride along with a cop. I don't know if that totally makes sense. But like I was saying, the manner of approach that we have between cops and as a civilian, it's not, we have to fix that. Because like I was saying earlier, how, okay, ask yourself this way: how many percent of white people will a cop pull over and say, can I have your ID, and they just go ahead and pull it out? You see, the percentage is going to be more than us black people. And this is it. I don't like calling myself black. I am an African. Yeah, if you if you've been following my podcast, you already know, because I have a couple of episodes why all black people are not Africans. So you should definitely also look it up. But Like for me, I believe that we have racism in I don't even like using the word racism in America. We have all of this discrimination because when you teach kids about something that they cannot have it, like for instance, you see a 9 year old looking at a cop and be like, oh, look at the cop, he killed a 9 years old. That is racism. No, we should. That for me, if I had an opportunity, I would definitely say we should stop teaching our kids about all of this. But I did not say be silent. You can warn your kids and caution them off, you see. But for me, I would say we shouldn't teach our kids about cops killing this, that going on, the cop pull you over, he's being racist. Because majority of the kids that I've seen, they believe, especially the black American kids, they believe if a cop pulls you over as a black person, it's the cop is being racist, and that is not true. Because they pull you over to do a job like this, like they always say. Like for me, we always say this a lot, right? Respect someone not because of their position, or not because of they have money or whatever, because God anointed them at that position. You see, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's gonna make sense in just a second. For instance, respect your dad, not because he is your dad, because God put him in that position to be your dad. So you have to respect the position he is in, not because he's your dad. Even if he's broke, ugly, disgusting, fat, respect him because he is in that position, not because he is your dad or because he is money. The same way, respect a cop, not because he is a human being like you, but because God put him in that position to be a cop. Because you don't know what cops go through every day. Because on the street, you don't know what might happen to them. And the third thing I would say is this: like even like for example the president, you don't have to respect them because they're human beings like I and you, but because of that position where they are being said, okay, I know, stop in here, okay, for Rati Kamas. I'm sorry, I'm asking. Oh, never mind. Rati. Oh, I'm so sorry. So, the thing, my other camera stopped recording. Rati again. There we go. So, it's alright now. It's 9 minutes in. So, like I was saying, respect someone not because of who they are, but because of what position they're standing. Like for example, I know I am not the best human being. I am not perfect, but I strive for the best. And like I know sometimes anger try to get the best of us. You see, and fear try to get the best of us. But I'll be real with you. From now henceforth, respect someone, right? Not because of who they are, but because of that position that I've been placed in. Like for example, imagine, let's do this the opposite way. If you were a cop, how are you gonna approach a black person, a white person? Like it's kind of crazy. Like when I said that, I had a need to say this, right? Because it's crazy. Like I was driving with my grandmom from heading to Maryland once, so he passed through like the white state, like literally everybody there. I think they had like this American flag make Trump 2020, and she was scared to, like, she said she is never gonna drive that way. Why? Because she feels, I think she felt like this is not safe for him, for her as a black person, you see. And after a couple of days, I drove on with one of my white friends and we went through a neighborhood made of black people. That is the same thing he said, that he is not going back through that same round. Why? Because he feels like he being in a dominant black neighborhood makes him feel uncomfortable and he's scared. And him and my grandma also being on a white dominant street makes her safe and unsafe. Which means this racism thing is both sides. There are black people that are racist and there are white people that are racist. So if anybody wanna say I am racist, only white people are racist, I'ma say this: you're wrong. Everyone on earth are racist. Is it black, white, Asian, because like everyone on earth are racist. Because like I don't get it. Like why they only say white people are racist when this race problems from both sides? Because I've literally seen a lot of black people who are racist to other black people, and I've literally seen Asians racist to Africans. Because like I've seen it, a couple of Asians in Africa being racist to us Africans in our own land. Because like it doesn't make sense. Because they only think like white people are being racist. No, I'm put it clear. No, this race issue goes generally to everyone. It's not like it's a white people's thing. No, it's a black people's thing. It's a Asian people's thing generally. And I'm gonna also say this. For me, what why I think when a cop pulls a black person over, they act differently, because what the internet has like pursued, like has given us the knowledge, the internet, like the social media has made us heard about black people is completely negative. You see, like for instance, we had a sociology class last semester. So they it was classification. So they put his Hispanic families, and then the teacher asked us to give characteristics of Hispanic family. We said stuff like organized, huge family, family based, talented. All the good qualities are in historian family. We went to Asian. We said stuff like intelligent, skinny, family based, all like it had a good qualities. We went to white people. They said racist. They said higher social class, family based. All right. When we came to black people, all you had was weed. We black people were given our races, our qualities. All I had in class was they smoke weed, gang related. All the negative things is what came on the black people. And when they went to African, calm, arrogant, or like it was in the middle. Because why do you think if they say give us qualities of black people, it's always something negative? You see, because like if we can pursue all these races with a positive mind, all of this race problem is gonna be over. So I think that will be it for today. I don't want to keep talking, because if I keep talking, I'm gonna start repeating everything that I had on mind to say today. But I'm gonna give you my word. Hopefully, when I get done with the ride along with the cop, I'm gonna give you another episode of this story. And I think this story is not all over. You see, because this is your main topic, yo. This is your main topic, and thank you all for listening or watching. You can go ahead and watch the YouTube video, your main topic, and I believe that will be it today. And thank you all for watching. And I want to say thank you, Francois, for helping me film. And then it sucks. Look at him with a fat head. Oh, sorry, it's an African insult, so you will not understand. So this is your main topic: why American has racism. Did I even say that? Yeah, I think I forgot the title that I had in mind, but I'll figure it out. So that'll be it for today, and hopefully you join next time, yo.